So how do we process the first ever college win for Bill Belichick?
I mean, look, a win's a win, man.
Right.
You know what a win's better than? A loss. Right?
Right.
It wasn't pretty. At some point, it looked like it was like kissing your sister. But at the end of the day, he got the win, and so you did it. And so this is going to be a really interesting situation where they have things like small things that are big things that they have to work on. And the way I say that, and it's been interesting to talk to like my old teammates and people that are around football versus fans.
Right.
And it's not a better or worse thing. It's more just like they're like, yo, man, they're not stacking and shedding, and they don't have a set lineup, and they still don't know who they are. And when you bring in 70 new players,
right,
it's really hard to figure out who you are from an identity standpoint. Like, there's no year – they don't even have 70 players in the NFL.
Right.
Like, you don't even get to have 70 players once you get to games, you don't get to have 70 players. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they make this work and what they focus on in practice. And I think that's the question that's not been asked nearly enough. Everybody talks about what's happening in the games,
right,
the quarterback situation. Max Johnson, why didn't we see Max Johnson? And is G. Lopez, are you sure he's the guy? And blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, yo, man, in practice, what are we getting? And we don't get to see very much of that. And I work for Tarheel 24/7. I don't get to see, like the practice reports are very, what do you say, vague?
Yeah, well, nobody's allowed to watch, really.
Yeah, so they're going to do what they want to do, and like you get this win, that's a good thing. Like, it's better than losing this game. So you get this win, Richmond's coming up, and then Clemson comes to town, and so that's going to, or you go to like,
no, they have to go to Central Florida first.
They have to, yeah. Oh, oh my gosh, I keep forgetting about the UCF game. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh.
See.
Yeah.
See, to me, that's when we'll learn. I said going into the week, Mike Felder is joining us here on the Adam Gold Show at In the Bleachers. Also, it's Felder on Substack, Tarheel 247 on online as well. I said going into this week that the only thing we're likely to learn definitively would be bad. And because if you go and you blow out Charlotte, who looks like a team that is 2 years away from being 2 years away, then
they're not good.
No, they're really, really not good. Shouts to former Triangle quarterbacks, Graham Harrell, and was it Graham Harrell? Loftus, who played at Carolina.
But they didn't blow them out.
Right. So if we were going to say, if I was going to be one of those actually guys, I would have said, what I think I learned isn't good, because they didn't. After that opening drive, in which they had 75 of their 300 total yards, they didn't look good after that. They were mediocre at best after that, and I thought Charlotte left some plays out there that they could have scored more points.
They could have, and that's the thing. I love what Freddie Kitchens is doing, the offensive coordinator, with the script.
Okay,
those guys, it feels rehearsed. They know what they're doing. It's literally like when you go to a school play, and then all of a sudden something happens and the kids have to improv, and you're like, oh no,
okay,
I don't know what this is.
Right.
But the whole third quarter, they look completely disheveled. And what do people think about with Bill Belichick? Adjustments, right? They think about halftime adjustments and all these. We don't see any of that. The halftime adjustment against TCU was what? Let's give up this long touchdown?
Yeah, on the first play.
So, and then the halftime adjustment for them offensively was, let's not come close to scoring at all.
4 out of 5 drives were 3 and out.
And it's one of those things. They were 5 for 15 on third downs, which is better than they were against TCU, obviously against a worse opponent. So we'll see. Obviously, Richmond, you mentioned UCF. I keep forgetting that game's on the schedule, and I just am like, that might be a problem. And you know what? I think I've been masked by USF,
right,
and what they've been able to do and how good they've been to start the year.
Yep.
With 2 upset wins, and so I think for UNC, like the goal's going to be like, what kind of football team here's what I'm saying. What kind of football team does UNC want to be, and what kind of football team can they be? Because those might not be the same answer.
Right.
They want to be a defensive team, I think. When you bring in your two kids plus you're a defensive guy, you want to be a defensive team. You're probably going to have to, between Johnson at tight end and Ship and all the other guys, you're probably going to have to be an offensive team. So maybe find a way to make that work with Gio Lopez. Maybe you have to find a way to make that work because there's a humongous difference. Look, Gold, you know this. You're a father, same as me, right? There's a dad I want to be. And then there's a dad I have to be.
Right.
And I tell you what, I have to be the dad that at this point right now, I have to help with drop-off because our school's understaffed. The dad I want to be is the dad who puts his kid on the bus and then goes back inside and takes a nap.
I love that. That is true. Only you get that with Mike Felder, who joins us here on the Adam Gold Show. All right, I agree with you. I think North Carolina was it was a win, better than a loss. We won't learn anything from Richmond. We'll learn more at Central Florida, and hopefully, so they've got 2 weeks to improve. Let me get to the Wolfpack real quick.
Yeah.
Do you think they can win Big 12 style games? I like a lot of what I've seen offensively. I like very little of what I've seen defensively, although I think they have good personnel. I just think maybe it'll take some time because there's a new scheme and all of that, and Tony Gibson's at Marshall. But I do like their offense, and they haven't even really gotten to using Justin Jolie yet.
I know, and I want to see Jolie play. I think he, getting to talk to him. We talked to him. You talked to him the same as I did in Charlotte. I think he's got this is a guy that a little bit of Pete Frymouth in him, and so
absolutely.
So I see that. I just want, and by the way, I don't know that there's a more confident player. I think the ACC might, and I didn't go to every media days. But I'll silo this in the ACC. The two most confident players that I talked to at ACC kickoff were C.J. Bailey and Peter Woods.
Okay.
And both of them are leading the charge. They're answering the bell. And then you can throw in Castellanos too, obviously.
My gosh, we'll talk about Florida State in a second. But Bailey's been great. Bailey's
been amazing because I told you this, and I think I said, I don't know if I said this on the show or not. I said he walked up and I said, and I got big hands, and we shook hands, and I was like, dang, you have big hands. I was like, you really 6'6"? He goes, nah, 6'7".
Yeah, he is.
And I was like, dang, dog, you gonna do me like this?
Yeah, he's got Mike Glennon height.
But he got moves like Jack. This dude can make it shake. And so I love that about him. Watching him play has been really fun. And seeing him, he has this thing that I think Russell Wilson had for NC State fans to identify it. Imagine if you took Russell Wilson and you stretched him out. Right?
Right. They're probably about the same weight.
No, they are.
Yeah.
Yes, they are about the same weight. But you stretched him out. But he's got this same, my team needs something, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And I love that about him. He's like, my team needs something, I'm going to do it. And against UVA, they needed something, right? They needed, and he just was like, I'm going to do it. And he went out and he did it. And you see the way that he hits his spots. I love the way that he changes his arm slot. And it's not as reckless as someone who I really do think will be a good quarterback in Arch Manning. The way that C.J. Bailey changes his arm slots, in terms of when it comes to throwing.
Right.
When he throws over the top, ain't nobody got nothing to deal with. He will drop it in a bucket. But when he throws that little sidearm punch, that's also a good throw. That's for a short gain to make sure that they stay on schedule or to make sure they pick up a 3rd and 4. And he changes that arm slot, punches it in, and I love that about him. So I do think they can win, like you said. What did you term it?
Big 12 games.
Style?
Yep.
Yeah, I think they can do that. Like that's the definition of let's throw bodies at the problem.
Yep. They're just going to have to figure out a way to get their defense better. But I think there's enough personnel.
Off the field on third downs.
Yeah, I think there's enough good personnel in and among their defense where they can be better. I also think that Virginia might be fun offensively to watch. But in the second half,
he's a good coach.
Second half, though, NC State allowed the one drive. After that, the second drive could have lost them the game. But I have any idea what Chandler Morris was thinking about on that game-ending interception?
No, I don't. No.
I'm like, what are you doing? Just throw it away. Let me ask you about.
Get rid of the ball. Get rid of it and go. And then why not just run? Let's just run it.
Yeah, right. I mean, just go down. You still had a minute left.
End of games through, I guess, 2.5 weeks of the season. End of games have been really hard to watch. I don't know if it's panic. I don't know if there's coaches that don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're people are going to call me a fuddy-duddy.
A fuddy-duddy?
I think the analytics part is making people second-guess things that feel natural.
Okay.
And with that, I mean, why? I would never throw in that spot. Ever. I would run.
Yeah, you certainly can. You're inside the 15.
I'd run. Just run the ball.
Yeah.
And then I also would trust my defense. And I guess maybe it's because offense has taken such a big step forward, right?
Right.
Offense has become the thing that people rely on, the thing that people care about. And so we don't have coaches that are like, I want my defense on the field to end the game. We don't have, what's his name? What's his name? Michigan State defense? Coach.
Felder is asking his wife? Is that what we're doing?
Mike. I'm asking my wife, yes.
We're phoning a friend. This is like Cash Cab.
This is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
This is Cash Cab. No, this is great. It's like
the coach you guys had that Cole played for.
We have no idea. It doesn't matter. Let me ask you more questions. Let me ask you a Duke question. Are we still getting the answer?
You guys were talking. Hang on. Give me 1 second. What?
This is like one of the funniest things I've ever heard. Have you ever seen the show Cash Cab, Victoria?
Yeah, she's talking about Pat Narduzzi.
Right? We're gonna pull over to the side of the road. Right, we're gonna pull over to the side of the road. We're gonna ask
it's usually raining.
Yeah.
No.
We have to ask you a question, or you can call your somebody on the phone. You can call somebody.
Oh, right? A poll the audience.
Call your friend. Mm-hmm. You can call You can call one person. You got to get this answer. That's just ridiculous.
I can't remember. See, and this is what's happening.
Yes.
It was him and Tom Izzo when Michigan State had two of the best programs in the country, and I can't remember his name.
Steve Mariucci wasn't there. Steve Mariucci's related to Tom Izzo by marriage.
You can't remember his name either.
Yeah, it's not my job to remember his name. Let me ask you about Duke. Well, forget that stuff. Let me ask you about Duke.
Yeah, Duke. Yeah.
You've been on special teams before.
Yeah.
To me, the turning point in the game, you get a stop to come out of half.
Yep.
How did two number 8s get on the field at the same time, which allowed Illinois to keep the ball, which to me is a turnover, but it's not logged as such. And that to me was the turning point in the game, even more than the next turnover, which allowed another touchdown. That mistake, which is an own goal for Duke, to me flipped the game.
Yes, agree with you 100%. How does it happen?
Yeah.
They play offensive defense they never touch in practice. And then when it happens in a game, whether somebody goes down or you're like second team on this, but you get bumped up to first team because somebody gets hurt. So that's how that happens.
Okay.
It stinks. It's not good. Literally, we had a guy, Quentin Person, who had a shared number, and we had to change his number because he had the same number as a guy, I think it was Gibby. And so we got the same penalty. And you're like, what? How? Why?
Yep.
well, he's number 2 on this, so he goes up when this guy gets hurt, and so we got to move him in, and so we can't. And then did you see the Colorado game when the guy had the big jersey on that was just over his jersey?
Right.
Yeah, that's what they do to try to get around that. But you have to be paying attention to know that, and so that's how that happens. I think Duke, for me, the Duke thing, I think they got sunk because of the drops. How many guys dropped good passes from Mensa? How many?
They had drops, but man, they fumbled the ball 3 times, 4 times.
Well, that's also dropping the ball.
Yeah, true, very, very true. I actually think they're good, and this to me was an absolute missed opportunity
to beat a top 12 team. Yeah, it was.
Yep, because I thought they were at the point of attack. I thought they were at every bit as good as Illinois. They lived in their backfield. They allowed some big plays. That's going to happen, but they lived in Illinois' backfield. But you just can't make the kind of mistakes they made. Let me ask you one quick question
hang on. Give me Austin. Give me Williams. Give me those 2 guys.
Yeah.
And let's go play some football, man.
Yeah, number 7 is a player.
He is a player. He's good.
Yeah, he was a headache.
He's better than any player that UNC has on the front 7, in their front 7.
Yeah, and I think Duke moved him around too. I think he was wreaking havoc from both sides. I love Duke's team. I love they play legitimately good defense.
Mike D'Antonio.
Oh, that's they were good.
Mark
D'Antonio. Something like that. Mike
D'Antoni was the Phoenix Suns coach.
Yes, he was a basketball coach. All right.
I got there.
Final question. Clemson came back and won against Troy, but I watched that first half and I was absolutely stunned at how underwhelmed isn't even. I wish I was underwhelmed. I was stunned at how bad they were in the first half. They were fortunate not to be behind by more, even though Troy didn't do much offensively. They had some chunk running plays, but they didn't really do much offensively. But they couldn't move the ball at all on offense. Yeah. It's a problem. Is it correctable?
I think it's correctable. I think what they have to do, they have to find somebody else to play running back. I'm being and I hate to be mean.
They used the wide receiver at times during as a running back.
And that's what I'm getting at is they have to find a wide receiver who played running back in high school on that roster that could do it, because the kid that they thought was going to be their running back, it's not going to work, and it's just not going to work. You have to find an actual running back, someone that can see. There's no vision in their backfield. I think Phil Maffa was really good. Right. Obviously, a year ago, Shipley, a different type of running back. Of course, we go back to the legend like C.J. Spiller. They got to find a running back, and a running back that can work with their blocking scheme. And so you have to basically their running back needs to be either a true bruiser, or he's going to have to be someone that's like a return man. Shipley and C.J. Spiller, return man. You got to find you either find that or you find someone that has a lot of oomph. He's got a lot of not a hitch in his giddy up because he knows I'll make the first guy. He somebody like Todd Gurley that's I don't care about the first guy. I'm worried about the second guy.
Right. Yeah, their offense looks absolutely anemic, and it's going to get real for them against Georgia Tech because they're going to have to score. Because I
get my boy Haynes out there, boy. You got the double Haynes.
Yep, I think Georgia Tech's a problem. Yep, no doubt.
And the running back Haynes, Georgia Tech's going to be an issue. And by the way, USF Miami, I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, Miami's non-conference schedule ends up being Notre Dame, South Florida, and the easy one, as it turns out, might be Florida at the end of the season.
Yeah, well, I don't know what to think about Florida, but I can tell you this: I'm a USF believer.
Yep.
They are I don't know if you saw the video of their coaches, the coaches that were in the booth. they were going to the elevator to go down to the locker room
right.
from the swamp.
I didn't see this.
And they were as hype as you could ever be. And I was like, hey, man, this train ain't stopping.
No. That's a good get. That's a difficult game for Miami. They probably thought this would be one of those in-state games that, I mean, they'd have to play well to win, but now they're going to have to really play well to win. This should be a heck of a football game. All right, sir. Thank your wife for figuring out Mark D'Antoni.
Mark D'Antonio.
Oh, D'Antonio, right.
Mike D'Antoni is the basketball coach.
Thanks, man.
And I just couldn't come up with his name.
I'll talk to you later. Peace.
See you, bud.